Hello, beautiful homemakers. Ooh, ladies, this is not your normal video podcast from me, but we've got to talk. We've got to chat. It is the wee hours in the morning, and I have wrestled with, getting on here and sharing what's on my heart and just kind of, doing that little internal wrestle thing. But I feel compelled to share and to just be honest and to be transparent and authentic, as always, with you all. The truth of the matter is, homemaking content is draining to me right now. It is draining to me. I have been on this platform for over a decade, and I've been making homemaking content for quite a while. When I started here on YouTube, there were not that I could recall, any other homemakers really that were on this platform with homemaking channels, especially when I got married. And I got married in 2011, and I couldn't find homemakers on YouTube at that time. We had homemaking podcasts, very few. Shout out to Jamie Balmain. I used to listen to her podcast when I was first married and just started my life as a homemaker. And she was one of the very few ladies who were even talking about homemaking. It really wasn't something that was, being talked about. And so when I created my channel, which started off with my husband as Faith Living with the Jacksons, and then I just kind of segued into Habits of a Homemaker by starting it off as a series on the channel first, and then I ended up just changing the entire channel to Habits of a Homemaker. And so I've been creating homemaking videos and podcasts and all those things on this channel now for a number of years. And with being on the platform as long as I have been, I have seen, I've seen many things. I've seen people come and go. I've seen trends come and go. I've, been around when people weren't even using the term homemaker. Stay-at-home mom was just the popular term. I didn't even really hear people say stay-at-home wife, like that. But it was really popular to share your life as a stay-at-home mom, and you would vlog your life, you would watch other people vlog their life, and it was just the day-to-day ins and out routines. And I'm talking about people showing you them brushing their teeth and waking up and getting out the bed, and hey, I'm in the kitchen doing this, really every step of the way, their entire day. And I remember that was really popular for a long time. And I got sucked into that. I was okay, well, maybe this is how I need to do my videos, right? And so I tried that, and girlfriend, let me tell you, that was a no. Okay. I had some of those videos up. Trust me, they are all privated right now because that's just not the way for me. It's just not the way. That level to me of I don't even know what to call it. It was just very invasive. I feel I don't need to be online showing y'all me brushing my teeth in the morning and making up my bed and, you know, every little thing I'm doing with my children and everything that's happening in my household. And hey, I'm reporting to you live. This just happened and we're going here, and we're like, that's just overkill. And it's invasive, and it's just, honestly, it's just not natural. It really isn't, you know. And so I went through that phase and I went through that season. And you know, I knew that that wasn't me. And so I really could never keep up like how the other vloggers were, you know, doing. Like, people would be doing daily vlogs and vlogging their life every day. And then it became even kind of like sickening for me to watch, because I was just like, okay, I'm watching other people, and then it was just like, I don't really care. You know, like, I'm like, okay, I don't really, you know, I don't really care like that. And in that space, you saw a lot of people just lack discernment with what to share or how they shared what they wanted to share. And, you know, in that, it's like people overshared, you know, or allowed strangers to see too much of their personal life and their, you know, it's just a lot of different things. And later on, you saw a lot of people, you know, divorcing and marriages falling apart and families breaking up and things. And these were people who vlogged their daily life, and it looked a certain way on camera, but in reality, it really wasn't that. And so I saw that stage of YouTube, and I had my own, like I said, little, you know, kind of dip and dab into that. And then there was like the cleaning video, kind of like situation where that was heavy on YouTube at one point in time, where homemaking just ended up being like these fast cleaning routines, and everybody would do this like sped up cleaning videos, and it was just like music, and it was just like you like cleaning. They would, you know, make the videos really fast. And I remember I tried to do that, and I was like, this ain't me, you know. And I just was trying to find my footing in the homemaking space. In the homemaking space, just went through so many different changes. And then it was like the space where everybody was vlogging their pregnancies and giving an update every week and all of these different things. And I tried that. And I was like, this ain't me either. Y'all don't need to be knowing every little thing about my pregnancy, you know, every little thing about my babies and my milestones. I went through the Mommy Monday seasons and reporting on everything. I mean, just so many different things, trying to find my footing. And then I began to find my footing, and I created many videos, and I shared different things about the ministry of homemaking, and trying to share my passion for it and for biblical homemaking and all of that. And I'm very proud, you know, not in a prideful way, but very proud in a way that's filled with gratitude and appreciation of the work, videos, and the content that I have, by the grace of God, been able to make that has impacted homemakers in a positive light, that has encouraged or touched somebody in some way. You know, even if it hasn't gone super far to some people, right? Or even to myself when I had certain expectations, because you may see like, oh, you know, these videos are, you know, going viral, you know, but mine's aren't. And that's okay. Like, I've really realized, like, that's okay. I've realized that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm done with feeling like, you know, this need to be accepted or to fit, you know, into whatever box. Like, I'm not a box person. I never have been. Like, I've always been different. That's just the best way for me to say it. Like, I've always been different. I've never been able to fit in somebody's box, nor have I ever desired to. And the moments that I tried to conform or tried to pressure myself to fit in a box, I couldn't stay there for long because it just wasn't me. And I realized that I was not willing to continue to shrink myself or conform myself to make somebody else comfortable. That's just not how I'm wired. And I don't make apologies for that. Like, that's not how I'm wired, and that's not how I want to be. And so, I've gone through bouts where I have taken breaks from YouTube. I have thought about quitting YouTube. I even have a video on here where I said I was quitting YouTube, and I did leave for a while, and I came back. I even thought about quitting recently, like in the past several months when you all, weren't hearing from me, weren't seeing me. I honestly didn't know if I was ever coming back to this platform. I actually wrote out a post sharing that I wasn't coming back. I just never posted it, and I'm glad I didn't, at the time. But I definitely have gone back and forth with if this is the space for me, because a lot of things that I'm seeing and that I've been seeing is the way that homemaking has been portrayed is just like it's something to do, something to check off your to-do list, or some trendy, thing, and just something to get clout over. And it's like, that's frustrating to me because that's not what homemaking is. I'm very passionate about homemaking. I'm very passionate about biblical homemaking, and just really, as my motto here goes, like cultivating godly character and godly habits within our homes, for the glory of God. Like, that's something that I'm passionate about. But I've also realized that I am a homemaker. I love being a homemaker. That's part of who I am. But I don't need to showcase my life in order to validate my existence or my experience as a homemaker. I don't need to do that. And I realized, even after taking a step back from making homemaking vlogs, right? Not content, not like this, not like podcasts, but just vlogs. Like, the amount of energy, time, effort, willpower, like just the amount of energy and time that it took and that it takes to create in that way was really starting to be taxing on me. And I would give so much of myself and so much of my time to create vlogs. And even though I was speaking about things that resonated with me or that I was being led to share, the whole process of creating, after a while, it began to be draining to me. And I started to lose the excitement for it, the joy for it. Like, it wasn't the sharing that was draining. It was just the process of creating the content of, okay, in order for me to share this message, I have to have vlog footage. In order for me to have vlog footage, I have to pull out the camera. I have to set it up. In order for me to keep people engaged, I have to move the camera because I have to get different angles. I have to show this, because they want to see this, or I had like all of these different things that was just like, this is draining because I don't feel like setting up the camera. I don't feel like setting up the camera. I just want to live my life. I just want to be present with my children while I'm homeschooling them without setting up the camera to show you how I homeschool. I don't want to do it. And then on top of me not wanting to do that, then in turn don't want to have to record and get enough footage and get enough angles and all of that, and then turn back around and edit. What do you mean? Turn back around and sit down for hours on end and being up at night and falling asleep with the phone in my hand because I'm trying to edit this video. Like, what? What am I doing here? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Like, why? When for me, I realized I can just share with you all through podcasts. I am just realizing, like, I'm just accepting and embracing like who I am in the season that I'm in as well. Like, there was a season where that was exciting for me and enjoyable, and I'm just not in that season anymore. I have a lot going on in my life. I have an amazing husband. Love him so much. Amazing children. Love them so much. We're not a perfect family. Okay? Nobody is. But I love my family. And I want to spend as much time with them, soaking up the moments, soaking up the seasons that I can without feeling like I'm being pulled away, especially by something that I don't feel like doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to sacrifice time that I can never get back to do something that I'm not even passionate about. And like I said, it's not the sharing. Like right now, I'm good. Right now, me podcasting, me just sharing, me storytelling, me being my authentic self without me having to sacrifice my energy that like I don't have, right? Like by capturing vlog footage, editing for hours on it. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience for that. I don't have the passion for that. I don't want to do it. Like, I don't. And I'm just like, just saying that is so liberating in itself. Like, I still want to show up in this space. And I just was trying to figure out, like, Lord, how do I do that? Because at one point, like I said, I was about to just quit YouTube altogether. And if it wasn't for my husband really like encouraging me to just continue to seek the Lord, continue to pray about it. Like, baby, even if you don't know what the Lord is saying right now, just pause, just, you can take a break without, like, you don't have to make an announcement. You don't have to quit. You don't have to do, like, just seek the Lord and see what he wants you to do. Without him, without, my supportive friends and things who really, help me to just like give myself permission to take a break, give myself permission to wait, because sometimes we feel like we always have to be doing something, like, even like waiting is like unproductive, when in all actuality, a lot of times waiting is productivity, and it exercises patience. It stretches that faith muscle, discernment, allowing you to really lean into what the Holy Spirit is saying and speaking, and just giving way to the Spirit of God to move, and you not rushing everything to be on your timeline. And so I had to just take a step back, and I'm like, man, Angel, don't be distracted by what's going on around you. Even if you see that other people are making, you know, whatever videos on homemaking. And it seems so surface level or whatever. And it's, going viral, blowing up, doing whatever. Like, so what? Like, I'm okay with being unpopular. Hello? Like, I'm okay with only resonating with a few people. As long as what I'm doing is quality, and I know that it is what the Lord wants me to do, and I feel passionate about it, and I know my purpose, and I know the purpose behind it, like, that's what matters. I'm not here for some quick fix. I'm not here for some trendy, clout chasing, like, platform, whatever. Like, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for that. And I'm not here for filler stuff. Like, my whole life, I've always been, I guess what you would call a deep thinker, a deep diver, a deep person. And that used to irritate a lot of people in my life, because a lot of people, I've realized, are just surface level. And that's fine if that's what you want to be, but that's just not the type of person that I am. And, sometimes in my life, I've held back from going deep because I just knew other people weren't ready to go deep. But now I'm at a place in my life where I'm just going to go deep. And the people that are ready to go with me, like, will go with me, or I'll find them there. Versus me just staying in the shallow end, or just standing there right on the edge of the cliff and never lifting my wings to fly because everybody else is afraid to, or everybody else is in their comfort zone. And that's just not me. And I'm embracing that. I'm really, like, coming to a point where I'm really embracing who God has made me and how God has made me, and just accepting the fact that I'm different and being okay with that. Like, really just being okay with that. And so even this month, it's February. Hey, shout out to Black History Month. And there are things that I want to talk about. There are things that I want to showcase with even being a Black homemaker. And even giving myself permission to say that, and to take up space in that, and not being afraid of, oh, what is somebody going to say if I talk about being a Black homemaker, or my experience as a Black homemaker, or I bring that up, oh, how is this person going to feel? How is, whatever. And that's just like, I can't be concerned about that. I can't shrink myself to fit into somebody else's box, and so I just want to be more open. I just want to be more authentic. I want to take it up a notch. I want to let you all in to another side of me and allow myself to be myself fully, without feeling like I have to filter who I am to fit into whatever it is that someone wants me to fit in, or what I feel like I'm being pressured to fit into. And so right now, that's just me just making raw videos, raw content, raw podcasts. Like, as much as sometimes the idea, like, even now, like, I want to show, maybe even different elements and aspects in my home, or different things I might want to take you all into, but part of me is like, I don't feel like doing that, or I want to keep that sacred. Like, can I talk about it without sharing it? Like, can I talk about it without having to vlog it? Can I just share? Can I just, tell my story without showcasing everything? I hope that makes sense. Like, I just want to live my life, but give wisdom, share wisdom, while still just like using that wisdom to live my life and to not feel like I have to capture it to showcase to somebody else. I just don't want to do that. I don't. And I don't have the energy to do it. I need to do something that just, it has to feel authentic to me. I am an authentic creative. Oh, I like that. I'm coining that. Okay, coined. Don't try to take that. I am an authentic creative. That's who I am. And I have never been able to create from a space of inauthenticity. For me, I am a very authentic person, and it has to flow naturally from me. Else I can't do it. Like I can't create. And then if it doesn't flow from an authentic place, I can't create. I just can't. And I don't want to. So right now, I'm just sharing this because I'm trying to figure out what being in this space, the online space and the homemaking community, what that looks like for me in this season. I'm a wife and I'm a mother of 5 little children. I'm homeschooling, I'm breastfeeding, taking care of my family, and my energy, the majority of my energy, that it needs to go to that, to them, to me, and then out of the overflow, as my beautiful friend Fancy likes to say, out of the overflow, then it comes, to the YouTube space, right? But I'm not going to starve my family to feed YouTube and to feed the algorithm and to feed ambition and to feed ego and to feed. I'm not going to ever do that. That's going to be a no for me. I'd rather get off this platform before I do that. And I see a lot of homemakers sacrificing their family for content, for YouTube, for the algorithm, for people, to people please. And I'm telling you, I've had snippets of that in my life, and I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Sis, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, don't feel like you have to show up for this online space to the point where you are not showing up for your family, or you're only doing things, as I like to say it, you're not homemaking as unto the Lord. You're homemaking as unto social media. You're homemaking as unto YouTube. That's a no. Like, that's a no. That's a no-go. You shouldn't be only caring for your home because you got to put a video out. Like, no. You are, spending time with your kids because you're trying to vlog it. Like, girlfriend, no. Cut the foolishness, And I just want to encourage you all to not get sucked up into this social media content creating funnel. Don't get sucked up into it. Don't sip that Kool-Aid. Don't get stuck in that trap. It's a trap. Don't get stuck in it. Don't get stuck in feeling like you have to curate your social media platforms to look a certain way and to have this aesthetic and to all that is just, I'm tired of that. I'm so sick of it. That's why I got off of Instagram, because I was just tired of it. I was tired of the fakeness. I was tired. I'm letting it all out, girl. I was tired of the fakeness. I was tired of the phoniness. I was tired of the homemaking being an aesthetic. I was tired of women doing silly stuff online and looking all foolish, just to have a viral reel and all that silly foolishness coming on, online, and just giving away so much of yourself and of your marriage and of your personal sacred space, all in the name of content creation. Come on, where's the wisdom in that? Don't be a foolish woman. Don't be. Seeing women get online and use no discernment about what they share, about what they showcase. It's a bunch of foolishness. And I'm just like, no. I didn't want any parts of that. So I got off of it because I was tired of it. And I'm starting to feel like that with YouTube. I'm starting to feel like YouTube is kind of starting that same kind of trickling that social media was having. It's like YouTube is starting to do that. Homemakers are starting to just do stuff for trends, do stuff for clout, not be, true to who they are, to who God has made them, called them to be. Everybody's doing the same thing. Oh my goodness. Doing the same thing, the same content, wanting to make their thumbnails look like this, look like everybody else's. Like doing, the same titles, the same this, the same. I'm just like, oh my goodness. It's draining. It is. Like I'm just like, I just want something real. I just want something real. I can't do the fake. That's just not me. I can't do the fake. And so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And if that means that my channel just dies, then I guess it just dies. But I'd rather my channel die than my spirit die. Because that is something that's like, no, I'm still going to be Angel. And so I'm changing. I'm evolving. I'm growing, and I just want God to be glorified in and throughout my life, period. Period. And so, I don't even know how this is going to come off. I don't know if this is going to make sense. And I just feel like the people who going to get it. And if you don't, I still love you anyway. Maybe I'm just the weird one, which is fine. But yeah, you all, I don't know. I don't know, I don't know. I'd be trying. Like I was like, man, this month I'm going to do homemaking vlogs and, I'm going to showcase this and that. And then it's like, part of me wants to, and the other part is like, I don't feel like it. The passion's just not there. Like I go to pick and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I can't fake the funk. I can't do that. Everything that I've created thus far, like it's been authentic. Like even some of the vlogs that I have, I've realized like, man, that's the vlogs that I've created where I share my poetry or I just share a message and I put it together with the music and the thing, all of those different things. That stuff took time, energy, effort, my love, sacrifice, all of that. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what I've created. And I'm like, I don't need to keep creating or putting out a vlog every week or every day to be whatever, to be, like this. I don't need to do that. If I've created something, like acknowledging the fact, man, I took time to create this. I poured myself into this. I poured my heart into this, my soul into this. And just being able to like allow that to just marinate for a while. I think we live in a society now where everybody just expects you to push out content like you're a machine. It's like, I'm not a machine, baby. I'm a human being, and I'm not gonna just create anything to post it or post anything just because I created it. I have to be at peace with what I'm creating, and I have to take my time, and I have to, allow it to flow from an authentic place. I'm not going to just pump out garbage for the sake of just having content, for the sake of being able to say, oh, I have 1,000 videos on my channel and they're garbage and they have no substance or no sustenance. Like, I'm not going to do that. And so I would rather have few and have quality over quantity, And so I always want to add value. I want to add value to people's life. I want people to always leave better than what they came, or better than how they came. I want people to always leave better than how they came. I want people to feel something. I want them to feel the essence of homemaking. Not just like, oh, okay, watch another video. Oh, okay, cool. Like, no, that's not me. And so I'm not a trendy homemaker. I'm not a trendy trad wife. I'm none of that. I'm not. And I don't want to be. And so right now, like I said, I'm just trying to find my footing. But right now I feel like that's podcasting for me. I feel like that's me behind the camera, not being, really seen. But I feel like right now that's the best way for me to show up in this season. That's the best way for me to show up in this season. And there's so many other sides to me and so many different things, guys, so many different sides to me, ladies, and so many different things that you all will see in the future and that you'll learn about me. Like, I'm a homemaker, but that's not all I am. I love to write. I'm a poet. I love poetry. I love art. I love nature. I love the water. Oh my goodness, I can't swim, okay? But I love the water. I love the sound of it. I love the smell of it. I love the feeling. I just love it. I love the water. I love being by the water. And I just want to continue to just grow and emerge and pour into others and help give that life as God continues to breathe life into me and to give me life. I want to give back to other people and to pour into other homemakers and to, just continue to give life. That's what I'm passionate about, whether that comes through my poetry, whether that comes through sharing stories about my childhood, about my upbringing, about whatever. Like, I just want to do it from an authentic place. And so, yeah, that's that. That's that. So we're going to see, what that looks like. And, I just want to say thank you to all of you who listened, who took the time to listen all the way through. If you did, girl, you are the real MVP. Go ahead and leave me a sunflower emoji, please. Let me know that you were here. And I just want you to know I appreciate you. Like, I appreciate you for taking the time to listen, because you don't have to take the time out of your day to listen to anything I have to say. I value people's time. Time is something that we cannot get back. We can't create more of. Like, we can just steward the time that we have. And the crazy thing is, we don't know how much time we have. So you can only steward the present moment. Oof. That's it. You can only steward. Like, I want y'all to think about that. You can only steward the present moment. I can't steward the past because it's gone. And I can't steward the future because that's not promised to me. I literally only have now, this breath, this moment. I don't even know if I have a next breath after this one. Like, it's something that's so precious. And so I just want to honor how sacred time is. And I want to invest in my family well and love on them well and just enjoy this season of homemaking, because seasons change. I was looking at my children. I'm like, man, my babies are growing up. Okay? My babies are growing up. And I'm looking back at videos of them and pictures of them from a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. And I'm like, man, you were so little. You were itty bitty, and just soaking in the moments when, my 4-year-old crawls into my lap still and wants me to pick him up. And I'm like, man, that's going to be a day I'm not going to be able to pick him up. He already getting heavy now, and just like soaking that up. Soaking that up. And I never want to allow the fast hustle bustle of social media and YouTube to get in the way of that, to get in the way of savoring the moments with my family. And so I want to savor those moments. And, like I said, I also want to give back and give to others. And I realize the best way for me to do that in a way that feels authentic, in a way that doesn't sacrifice my family, is me showing up authentically and me showing up here just through podcast, and who knows, maybe it might be another season where I do vlog again, but even in that, it's definitely would have to be in a way that feels authentic, and that is not pulling me away or draining me, from my family, or draining me or anything like that. It has to be life-giving. And so right now, podcasts for me are life-giving. Get on here, I can share it. I don't have to set up the camera and prop it up and get angles and I don't have to do that. I don't have to spend excessive time editing. I still have to edit because I still have to, be able to put this together and be able to put it out, but it's different. So it may be podcast, or it may just be me doing just a talk video, or just popping on and just like it being no fancy background and setup. I'm not no microphone, lighting and perfect this, and that's not me, honey. It's not. And I'm not, I'm not downing anybody else who that may be, but I'm also just acknowledging that some people may feel like you have to be that or show up as that in order to be heard or to be, validated. And you don't have to get a microphone. You don't have to have the perfect setup. You don't have to make a particular type of content. You don't have to design your thumbnails to be this particular way. You don't have to do it. Your people will find you. The Lord will make sure of that. So be encouraged and pour into your family first and foremost, and pour into yourself. But in order to do that, you have to be poured into by the Holy Spirit. So get in your word, stay in your word, stay grounded, stay rooted in Christ, because that's the most important thing. And it's Him who gives us life. I love you, ladies. I hope you enjoyed, and I will chat with you all soon. Mwah. Until next time, ladies.